Welcome to the ninth grade experience. I'm your host, Chris Dutchko. As a teacher of freshmen and one of our freshman mentor committee faculty advisors, I spend a lot of my school day thinking about and helping students with the successful transition from middle school to the halls of Emmaus High School. The goal of this podcast is to give you the story of the ninth grade here at Emmaus High School through the people who live it daily, the students and staff. We will attempt to touch on the real issues and stories that ninth grade students face, ranging from academics to athletics, technical school, and just trying to find your way as one person in a community of approximately 2,700 students. We will also look to speak with some of the influential staff members who play a key part in a student's ninth grade year. It is the hope that future ninth grade students and their families can use the tips and insights provided here to begin making connections to their potential new school and learn more about the day-to-day lives of the students that they will one day become and realize from day one that ninth grade counts. You can learn more about this episode and all of the episodes of the ninth grade experience by following us on Twitter at EHSFMC or at Chris Stutchko, or following the hashtag EHS9counts, or our website, sites.google.com/eastpennsd.org/ninth grade experience. Before we jump into today's topic, let's thank our sponsor for this show, the East Penn Education Foundation. This podcast has been made possible through a $1,000 grant awarded to teachers like me each year who are attempting to do unique projects in the area of science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. The foundation supports programs that put learning in motion by giving students the tools they need to think actively in a complex and changing world. You can follow them on Facebook at EPSD Education Foundation, on Twitter at EPSD EdFound, or on Instagram at EPSD Ed Foundation. Now on to the show.
Senior night in the next to last game of the football regular season is not usually a time to make a change to a new quarterback, especially not to a freshman who hasn't seen the varsity field all season. But for Jake Fotta, who is facing a 13-0 deficit, the second quarter of the Hornets game on Friday, October 18th against Bethlehem Catholic was the time. Unfazed, he stepped in and threw a touchdown pass before halftime to narrow the score, and then went on to lead the team to 20 more unanswered points in the second half, as Emmaus stormed back to win 27-13. Adding to the unique nature of his story, it is unofficially the first time since the early 2000s that a freshman quarterback has seen action for the Emmaus varsity team. It has not only been his preparation on the football field that has allowed Jake to succeed, but also his humility and team-first attitude, approach to getting work done, managing his time, and finding balance as a potential three-sport athlete. In this episode, Jake talks about finding out how he was no longer on the freshman team, what it was like in the huddle on that first drive, and how he was able to be successful in such a pressure-packed situation. So line up and get ready for the pass as we catch the freshman experience from Jake Fotta.
All right, welcome to this episode of the ninth grade experience. I'm here with freshman quarterback for the varsity football team, Jake Fotta. And he had a really big night on Friday, this past Friday, in a game against Bethlehem Catholic. So we're catching up with him and seeing how that went and kind of just hearing about his ninth grade year so far. So Jake, thanks for taking some time to come and talk with us today. So can you describe what your ninth grade year has been like so far? It's the first question we ask every guest that comes on. So how has your transition to Emmaus High School been?
It's been great. Teachers are nice. They're always there for you. I just like the freedom, just like to do your own thing. But then again, you have to know what's going on, what you're capable, like what you have to do, what has to be done. A lot of the freedom. That's my main part. That's what I like.
And how has the transition been for you coming from Eyre Middle School to here? Has it been what was life like at Eyre for you, and how has it been radically different, if at all, here at Emmaus?
Not that much different. Just more like workload for education wise, but I've been handling it pretty well, and it's been good to me.
Okay, so I dug a little bit, and I haven't been able to officially confirm this yet, but we think that you're the first freshman quarterback to get playing time in a varsity game since the early 2000s. So it's a really unique thing here at Emmaus High School. And how did you kind of come to that? So last year you were at Ire, and you played. Did you play at the middle school level for them? So you kind of came in this year, and within the course of one season, you kind of wind up on the varsity roster and playing a game. So can you take us through a little bit of that progression of where you were and how you got to where you were on Friday night?
Well, during freshman, I was just working very hard, working my butt off, and I was getting on the bus, got ready to go to Nazareth for my freshman game, and I got taken off by Coach Fairclaw and my freshman coach, and they just told me to be ready to suit up. I'm going to go down with JV. I did play a few games with JV. During practice the whole week, for varsity, I worked very hard just to try to get my reps on varsity, and that's what happened.
And you said that you played with Emmaus youth football growing up. Were you always the quarterback growing up? So you've been kind of grooming yourself. Like, do you remember what age you started playing football?
5.
So you're how old now? 14?
Yeah.
So for 9 years, you've kind of been grooming yourself up to this moment. And then on this past Friday night, on senior night of all nights, you get a chance. The team's struggling a little bit there, and you get the call, and you're in the game. So tell me what was going through your mind when Coach came to you and said you're going in?
I was calm. I tried to stay calm as possible. I knew I just had to stay loose. That's how I play. I play loose, and I know if I went in there playing all tight and nervous, maybe some stuff would have went down. But I knew I just had to have fun and just stay calm and stay loose.
And what was it when you walked into the huddle for the first time? You don't have to share anything specifically anybody said, but what was that moment like? What did you say to the team? As walking in as a freshman, like how did you kind of try to rally the guys there?
Usually I look up to like them, and I follow what they do, but I was kind of getting to the point where I needed to start letting them know what to do. And it felt good to kind of do that, and just to be the leader out there.
And you threw a touchdown pass before halftime, had a chance to kind of bring the team back a little bit. The touchdown pass made it 13-7 before the half. So when you threw that touchdown pass, was it a sense of relief for you? Did it kind of ease your nerves a little bit, or was there a play or a specific moment that you kind of had a chance to kind of stop looking around and be like, all right, I'm in this, and we're playing now?
Yeah, it was definitely that play. It just loosened me up as a player on the field that night, and I was like, we got this. But everybody was excited. We were still down. I knew we were losing, and at that point I just got to look past that play and say, we're still not winning. We got to keep doing this.
It was funny. I met you today for the first time, and even in meeting you, you seem very calm, very collected, very mild-mannered. So is that how you are on the field as well too? And kind of how does that attitude or mindset help you in being successful in the field?
Yeah, definitely. I'm more on the calm side, quieter. But once I get on that field, I'm all in, focused, and there's not going to be anything that kind of sets me back.
So you now have one game left in the regular season, and we're not sure yet, what the future is going to hold for you for the rest of the season here. But as you kind of move forward, what do you do now? How do you kind of continue your momentum here and build upon, getting into the game here in the late season? Because usually it's very rare that a quarterback comes in this late in the season, but you have a chance now. And what can you expect from yourself for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, just being a sponge, like coaches always tell me, just to stand by their side, take everything in as a player, just keep working hard and just doing what I'm doing.
Aside from working hard and kind of doing all that kind of stuff, would you have any advice for somebody that's at the middle school level or playing, I guess it would be varsity, would be 7th grade for Emmaus or any of the local football teams. What kind of advice would you give to the kid that's getting ready to come to high school, and what kinds of things do they need to do in order to prepare to be a varsity athlete?
I definitely having thick skin, being coachable is huge. You know, sometimes I get like not yelled at, but I get like said things to me, and I do my best possible just to fix that, or just to do what they tell me. So definitely it's thick skin and being coachable.
Was that a new experience for you, being told that you weren't doing things correctly?
No. It's like a few mistakes here and there, and I knew I had to fix it, and I did, and I just had to move on. And
what would you say is like your other than like your demeanor on the field, do you excel, like what is an area that you think you excel in or do pretty well in?
I think I excel in just like being, I'm not sure.
Okay. And maybe the word excel makes it sound like you're, superstar, and, we're not trying to make you have that much pressure yet, but like something that you think that like there's a reason that you made the team as a freshman. What do you think that reason is?
Just to be there to help them out if they need it. Just there to be maybe just a little spark plug just to energize the team, or if you need anything, I'm always there to do something in return or to help. And
Coach Fairclough was quoted as saying that your backs were against the wall on Friday night, so you were put into the game and you paid dividends. So what does that mean to you when you see your coach kind of give you the credit there and kind of, call out that positive performance that you had there? You talked about maybe sometimes you hear a lot of the negatives and what you need to improve, but what does it mean to see that your coach kind of points out those positive things you did?
I kind of throw it back at him, meaning what he did, what he trusted in me, coaching staff trusted, they believed, they were confident, and they just went with it, and just good things happened.
So what do you have? Do you play any other sports here at the high school?
Yeah, I play baseball and basketball.
Okay, so you're going to transition right into basketball. That starts pretty soon. So as a three-sport athlete, what are some of the things that you feel are important for you to be successful in all these different sports? Usually at the high school level, guys start to focus, and girls start to focus on maybe one sport. So how are you able to maintain such a high level in all three sports?
There's a switch in my head. Once I'm in football season, I know I got to get work done. I kind of more of an aggressive switch. And then once that comes to an end, basketball, there's another switch, and then baseball, there's another switch. But I just stay focused the whole time, and I just do what I have to do. And getting back to the student part of it, so how did you kind of figure out a way to balance? It seems like you're probably always busy. If you're playing three sports every time of the school year, you're busy. So how did you learn to manage your time, and what are some strategies that you use in order to balance those things? Well, one sport only hit me right now in high school. Second sport's basketball coming up, so I guess we'll see what happens from there, but I know I can do it, and I'll be taking my time for school and doing my homework every night, just doing my best and seeing what happens from there. And any other words of advice for freshmen or incoming freshmen on how to kind of get a foothold here at Emmaus High School and kind of make the most of the opportunities, which you kind of had an opportunity to show this past Friday night? Yeah, just stay focused, whether that's in school or sports after school. Just keep a positive attitude. Don't be negative. If you think you can't do something, just don't tell yourself that. I struggled with that. I always thought I couldn't do anything, not do anything, but I would think I couldn't really do something, and I'd just look past it. I'd look at the positive way, like me thinking about me doing something big and stuff happens.
And last question. So how did you develop that positive mindset? Like, was it something that eventually clicked? Did you like read something or watch something? Because it's kind of being an athlete, there's a lot of times where you're not successful, and maybe as a student, not always successful too, but developing that positive mindset at such a young age, how did you come to do that?
A lot of role models. My dad would always tell me, don't look at the negative side, always think positive. Coaches, middle school coaches, all the teachers, just a lot of people surrounding me, trying to make me the best person possible.
All right, so thanks a lot, Jake. Good luck in the rest of the football season here and with your basketball and baseball coming up too. And thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.